Hello, my name's Patrick Fitzgerald. I'm a doctor at Willowood Hospice, and we're here today to celebrate or to mark Dying Matters Week, which is in May. And I'm joined today by my friends, Fern and Phil. Hello, Fern. Hello, Phil.
Hello.
Good to
Uh,
see you.
and Fern and Phil don't work at the hospice, and I don't think you've ever been to Willowood, have you?
No.
No. But I thought, given that we're older people, that it might be an opportunity just to talk about do we think about the future? What stops us thinking about the future? So my first question to you is, do you think about dying?
Yes.
I was going to say, should we do it one at a time? You go first.
Sorry, that's me jumping in. You go in.
Yeah. Actually, I suppose I am an artist and a therapist, and I've been doing some work this week where it's actually been an exercise to imagine your own dying and the death process, which I suppose certainly in therapy it's a very powerful exercise, and in a lot of spiritual practices it's actually a heart of those practices to actually imagine that every day could be your last. So,
Saying that, though, if I was to say to you, Phil, tomorrow you go to the doctor, you don't feel well, tomorrow you go to the doctors and they give you difficult news that time ahead might be short, how would you feel? I mean, it's very hard to imagine, but would that change things?
Yeah, I'm sure it would. I'm nearly 50, and I've had my first sort of nearly possible scare with issues around prostate cancer, and fortunately I'm well. But if it did happen, yeah, I would be very. I know that it would change things overnight and make me really address whether or not I'm ready for it. I think it's very easy to kind of go through life thinking it will never happen, but.
I work in a hospice and I don't feel ready, and I'm not sure what ready feels like. I don't know. But we've got Dying Matters helping us a bit today. So what I'm going to do is get up their current leaflet, if I can find it. Just bear with me because I've lost it again. Here we go. And I'm going to ask you, have you done this? Sorry, this is the Dying Matters leaflet, things to do before you die. And it's not about climbing Mount Everest. It's not about climbing Everest or going somewhere foreign or, I don't know, some other kind of things. It's a very practical guide. And what it talks about is, have you made a will?
We have.
We've both made a will.
I think that's unusual for someone for your age, but well done you.
Yeah. It was a while coming. We kept saying, we must make a will, we must make a will. We'll do it this week, we'll do it this week, we'll do it next month, we'll do it this year. And actually from the decision to make a will to actually making the will, it probably took us 2 years.
Yeah, and one of the real reasons that we did it actually was because Fern and I, we've been together for a very long time, but we're not married and we have no intention of getting married. So it was part and parcel of what's going to happen to the other one if one of us dies, and we don't have any legal rights within that. So we did that, and we also did lasting power of attorney as well.
Wow. Well, that's organised. Have you made a funeral plan?
No, we haven't. I suppose we've talked about it in a more general way.
Yeah, both our wills mention what we would like to happen, but they're really not in any detail at all.
If we go into a bit more of future, it says here, start planning for your future care and support. And I think that what that means is if you became more unwell, and at some point we will, what's important to you? What does your healthcare person, your doctor, your nurse need to know about what's important to you?
Right.
Have you got that written down somewhere as to where you would like to be cared for, what matters? I noticed that you've got a dog barking.
There's a dog here.
There's a dog.
We have two dogs, or they have us as well. So I suppose that's part of our extended family.
Yeah, they're mentioned in our wills. I suppose when it comes to care, my main concern, I think, at this stage, would be how to pay for it. In all honesty, we don't really have that much in savings. So my main concern would be, not necessarily where. I mean, and obviously, if one of us isn't there, then it becomes another issue. But just how to pay for it. I know that it's very expensive.
That's hugely important, isn't it? Funerals are not cheap. And also, what happens if you're not well enough to work whilst you're having something like chemotherapy? So those are the kind of things that matter, and I think it's helpful for people to know. Have you had thoughts on organ donation?
Yeah, I'm on the organ donor register and have been for years.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
There's a new thing that's emerging called digital legacy, which is about who's got access to your computer, your phone. If you were run over, which would be awful, but if something terrible happened, do you know each other's PIN numbers? You're not supposed to say yes to that, by the way.
We're not.
I don't think you're supposed to know, but
Yeah. Otherwise, what happens to
what happens to them? The photographs.
Well, I suppose it's interesting. We've got them written down, in a place that we both know. But in terms of digital legacy, like sort of passwords to Facebook and things, I don't know it would be me guessing, not knowing.
I don't know it either. That's the problem. I suppose there's so many, and I suppose that is one issue, actually, of course, that there are so many different digital gateways that you have to go through. And I am someone who, on a regular basis, just forgets my different passwords for different things. But that is again something that we have written down, but it's probably not as thorough as it should be as part of our financial information, actually putting, okay, this is my password to get into my bank account, this is all of these things. So I think you gave me yours about a month ago, actually. Yeah. So that was something we kept saying because we don't have a joint bank account. So our finances are separate.
So you've done the last thing, which is making sure your loved one knows your plans. So you have shared that information with each other.
We have, although reading this, I think it would be nice to go over it again, and also particularly about funeral plans, if that really matters to either of us. I think that would be really nice to have something clearer and stronger there.
Sorry, Phil. If you want this leaflet, Dying Matters website has this leaflet along with a load of other really helpful documents to plan around your future care, because there are maybe things that you might not have thought about. For me, what's really important is I don't want to die in hospital. I really want to be at home. So I need to make sure that people know that. That really matters to me. And other people might have different things that really matter to them. So let people know. I think that's the key message. Thank you very much, Phil and Phil, for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.